So, I guess what I've really been testing in the last 24 hours is can you learn by your mistakes? Trying to build this knife in 01 tool steel, and it's been a bit of a trial so far. So where to start? Well, I think the major problem has been that my plan to shape the blade of this knife was to stick a template to the 01 tool steel and cut round it. Sounds simple. So the first job was to drill the holes in it and then cut round the outside with an angle grinder or a hacksaw. So the first problem was that the drill press that I've got made the holes wander all over the place. And the second problem is that this template is too flimsy, it just came away, it got soaked in oil. The swarf from the holes went underneath the template and then pushed it away from the surface, and eventually it just fell off. So what that left me was a piece of tool steel with holes drilled in slightly the wrong place and no template stuck to it. So to stick another template on, I have to try and line those holes up as best I can, and the major problem is these holes here, which are meant to follow the outline of the handle, because once the outline's cut out, that should leave semicircles for hand grip, or jimping as it's called. Okay, so last night I tried to stick on another template, and once the wax had gone off the surface of the metal that I think they put on in the grinding workshops, I then learnt that PVA glue, which I thought was pretty much the most benign glue possible, actually corroded the surface of the metal. So I've got pitting on the metal now, which I'll have to sand away later. And the next thing is that I've dispensed with the idea of sticking a template on. Anyway, it's garbage, I'll never do it again, and I guess that's successfully learning from your mistakes. So the next plan was to stick a template on and to draw around it with a Sharpie pen. So I stuck it on as best I could, and the way I did that was that I shone a torch up from underneath to go through the holes to give me the best fit possible, and then held the template in position and then scribbled over the edge of it. And that leaves me with the outline of the knife. So now you can see where the relative holes are. There's two holes at the front for the front pins, big hole in the middle for the centre pin, two holes at the end for two more pins, and then holes round that part there for the jimping. See if that will focus. Okay, maybe not. Now my next plan is to cut out around this, and then I've got two options: to leave the holes in the place that they are at the moment, or to move them slightly with a file, because they'll be covered over with the handle scales, and the amount that I move them over will be filled in with araldite when I glue the scales on. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that at the moment, but the first thing to do is to cut out the shape. And while I'm on this side, you can see those marks near the end where the worst of the metal rusting was. I was having my dinner last night and I noticed there were some yellow spots coming through the paper, and I quickly peeled it away, and hey presto, there we are, rust spots. Anyway, I will know for next time. Right, so hopefully the next video will be of me cutting this out. Anyway, I will see you then.